one on the computer. So we'll go ahead and get started. And as people keep coming in the room, we will just let them join us. All right. Good morning, Lebanon area seniors. It's Rebecca here at the Lebanon Senior Center. Once again, bringing you a not so fast action-paced chair chi workout. We're intentionally going slow. That's what we do in chair chi. Everything's slow and intentional. Speed is not always an asset when it comes to exercise, so we're going to slow it down, really work on stretching some muscles and using gravity as resistance in a good way this time, and really just connect our mind, body, and spirit. So if you want to go ahead and start with me, we're going to start with some deep breathing. So deep breath in and out and in, out, in, out, in, out. Really filling up your belly. Right there, using all your abdominal muscles. Take those deep breaths. Bring our hands to the center. Hold in front of us. We're going to go up and bring back down. Forward. And up. Forward. One more time up. Send both those hands around. Rotate those shoulders. Very good. Bring our hands back to the center. We're going to gently push our fingers and our wrists to one side. Go right or left, whichever one you want to start with. Start warming up those hands. We don't think about hand exercises very often, but arthritis, carpal tunnel, those are real things we contend with, right? Go ahead and stretch those out and get them warmed up for your day. If you're ready, we're going to go ahead and bend our hand the opposite direction. So now the other hand is getting stretched out. Those soft tissues, those ligaments, those tendons, each finger, your wrists, your palm. All right, back up to the center. We're going to pivot those hands, slide those fingers down so they lock together. And then you're going to pull. You're going to create some resistance. You're just trying to pull your fingers apart, not actually pull them apart. You'll feel in your shoulders, across the back of your neck, your upper back, even down into your forearms. And put your other hand on top and repeat that. Perfect. Go ahead and put those hands in your side and let's do a little shoulder roll action. Little arm curls, whatever you want to call them. If you really think about rotating those shoulders as much as you can, rotating backwards, rotating forwards. If you want to make those bigger, you can certainly get them bigger. All right, place this back down our side. Just let them hang there and relax. Let your head fall forward to your chest. Don't try to force it further we go. Just let you know as far as gravity is going to take it. After just a moment, we're going to go ahead and start rotating that to one shoulder and then bringing it back the opposite direction. And one more to the center. And lift that head up. All right, and we're going to let the head fall to one side. Again, don't try to force your head to go further than it wants to. Just let it relax to the side, let it stretch on the side of your neck happen. If you do want a little more resistance, you can put your hand on your head. Just let it sit there. The weight of your hand add a little more resistance. Don't pull. Don't try to pop your head off. Leave it where it is. And when you're ready, I'll go ahead and bring that hand down. Head comes back up and gently goes the other direction. And again, if you want that little more resistance, you can put your hand up there. If you don't, that's fine too. You can leave your hand at your side. All right, bring that hand down. Heads back up. Hello, hey. All right, let's bring that right arm across our chest, reaching towards the left. We're going to bring our left hand up and pull our elbow close to us. Really stretching out that shoulder. You can pat yourself on the back for getting up and coming to exercise with us today. And you can relax that arm back to your side. Of course, we're going to do the other side. The left arm sweeps across. Use our right hand to pull our elbow close in. Maybe you need a hug. It's your first hug of the morning. It could be your first hug in months. All that social distancing. Just, give yourself a little squeeze. It's from the senior center to you. There you go. All right, relax that arm down. We're going to do a similar stretch. So we're reaching across our body. Instead of going for the shoulder though, opposite hand, opposite knee. All right, you got that knee? You're going to twist. So try to keep your spine straight. You're twisting in your seat. I like to hold on to the back of my chair. It gives me a little more leverage, a deeper twist. And relax back to the front. Of course, when we do it on one side of the body, we got to do the other. So other direction now, opposite hand, opposite knee. I'm going for a deeper twist. I'm holding the back of my chair. And relaxing back to the front. Very good. All right, I'm going to come forward in my chair just a little bit. You're welcome to as well. Go ahead and do a back stretch. Or put your hands on the small of your back. If you can get them back there. And you're going to roll those shoulders back to your head. Your chin's kind of popping out a little bit, being a little bit like a turtle. So you're just going to press in your lower back and pull try to pull those shoulder blades together. I can get that sentence out. All right. As you relax out of that one, we're going to move down to our legs. Just because we're seated doesn't mean we don't do anything with our legs. We're going to go ahead and stretching out my right leg in front of me. You can have your foot at a 90-degree angle, or you can have a flex, whatever you're comfortable with. And if you don't have your socks or shoes on yet this morning, this is your chance to go say good morning to your toes. If you do have a balance challenge issue, you can brace yourself, put your left hand on your left knee just to help support you and keep you balanced. If you're feeling really strong, you can reach down with both hands, whichever is more comfortable for you. When you're ready, we are going to start reaching down our leg. Important thing to remember is make sure you're still breathing. If you can't talk back to me right now, then maybe you are squishing yourself in half a little too much. You should be able to still take those deep breaths. Slowly work your way up. A nice deep breath in as you come up. And I do recommend you come very slowly because you had your head down low over your heart, and that can make your blood pressure change. So make sure you're moving slowly. Stay safe. All right. So we're going to stretch out our other leg. For me, it's my left because I started with my right. When you're ready, we're going to repeat that stretch. So we're going to stretch down our leg. Stretch mine out a little further. There I go. Down past the shin, heading for the ankle, maybe those toes. Wherever you can get to, just settle into that stretch. Stretch out your lower back, your calf or your quad muscles. Nice deep breath, slowly, slowly. So you're working your way to sit back up and bring that leg back in. Good job. All right, let's go ahead and make sure that ankle, wake up all the way down to the toes. We are going to do some stretches of our ankles. So we're going to rock up onto our toes, lifting those heels off the floor, setting our heels back to the floor. So up on the toes, down on the heels. Might make you feel like you're in a rocking chair on the front porch somewhere. There we go. All bunched up. Ha-ha. Right, and as you start, warming those legs up, if you'd like, you can start doing a gentle squeeze on your calf muscle when you get on the tippy toes. Want to start gentle at first, make sure it's really warmed up, and then you can start squeezing a little more intensely. Just caution you, do warm up first, because if you try to squeeze that calf muscle like this, suddenly, sometimes it talks back and you might get a little cramp. So just go slow and work your way into it. All right, one more nice squeeze and lower back down. All right, we're going to move our legs another inch or two forward. We do that to give ourselves just a little bit more space. Instead of going up onto our toes, we're going to rock back onto our heels. So the toes are going to the sky. Toes up and down and up. There you go. I always try to think about reaching back and trying to touch my toes against my shin, like a visual person's technique here. Like, where am I wanting to go, and work my way towards it. I think I'd freak out if I ever actually got my toes to touch my shin, but. Let's do 2 more. 1 and 2. Good job. All right, let's go ahead and bring those feet back under us. So our knees are kind of at a 90-degree angle, or as close as you can get to it. We're going to do our bent leg lift. So with your knees bent, you're going to lift one leg up in the air, set it down gently, then lift the other leg in the air and set it down gently. Yeah, looks a little something like that. Whether you get your foot barely off the floor, a couple of inches off the floor, or you can, bring that knee up to your earlobe. We all start somewhere. It's not a competition. Well, not yet. Maybe we'll have that competition someday, but it's not today. Just one foot in the air at a time. One more side. One. Done with that one. Good job. All right, let's go ahead and bring our feet together. Knees start together, but then we relax them apart. We're sitting on the floor. You might think of a butterfly yoga pose. Not too far off from that. If you've had hip surgery or a hip injury, make sure you take it easy on this one. Sometimes it can really wake up areas of your body that are a little bit still working their way back to normalcy. So you might only be able to come to here, and that's okay. If you can get a wider stance, go ahead and do it. You might not feel it at all if you are blessed to not have any hip issues or arthritis in your hips. So that's great. All right, to reverse this one, we're going to bring our knees back together, and then we're going to move our feet apart. So we're thinking about holding a small ball, a stress ball, a golf ball, tennis ball, whatever, between our knees, and you're trying to hold it. Don't drop it. Don't drop the ball. Hold on to it. Really tighten your thigh muscles and just really put some intensity into holding that ball like a party game from back in the day. All right. Starting to burn a little bit, maybe. All right, when you're ready, go ahead and drop that ball. Okay, good job, good job. Okay, so now your legs are kind of warmed up. Let's get into the serious business here. Make sure you've got enough support on you. We're going to be lifting our leg into the air again. So you want to make sure you've got a good spot on your seat where you're feeling balanced. Again, if you, just for the sake of it, you feel a little extra balanced, you can always keep your hand on your leg that's bent. I have my right leg stretched out as my first leg to work. So instead of us stretching down to our toes, we're going to be lifting that leg in the air. These are anti-gravity leg lifts. We call them that because once you get that leg in the air, your goal is not to set it back on the floor. I know, it's just as hard as it sounds. So you're going to be working a set of muscles as you lift your leg up. You're also going to be working muscles just as hard as you, if not harder, as it wants to go to the ground and touch that floor, but you're not going to let it, and you're going to lift it right back up again before it touches the floor. You can do this a couple of inches off the ground. You can do it a foot off the ground, again, where you're comfortable. We all start somewhere. And when you're ready, I'm talking myself into it. Okay. You're ready, we'll go ahead and lift the leg off the ground. Gently lower it toward the floor. Not touch, lift it back up. Lowering it back down. Breathing in and out. And it sets your pace. That's number 15. If you've made it this far, you're doing great. How about we try to make it to 20? And number 20. And gently to the ground. Good job. Sure, if you made it all the way to 20, excellent. If you didn't, that's okay. Again, we start somewhere. Someday you're going to do 20. I promise. Just stick with it. All right. So of course we did one leg. If you were lucky enough to come to class with two, you get to have this fun twice. So I'm stretching out my left leg now. It's turn up to bat. This is my more challenging leg. You might have a side of your body that's not as cooperative due to injury or ailment. And that's okay. You might lift a foot on one side and 2 inches on the other. You're showing up. You're doing it. Stick to it. So when you're ready, that other leg is to come up off the floor and lower it down. And then come back up. One more. Okay, you can do it. Oh, and 20 on that side too. Great job. You guys are doing awesome. All right, you draw that leg back in. You can keep them at a 90-degree angle while we move back up to our torso. How you feeling? You hanging in there? If you need to, take a moment, just take a couple of deep breaths. You might not be running around in circles, but this can still be hard work. At this point in our routine, we're going to break out our chi. So in Tai Chi, chi is, I believe it to be the energy, and that comes from your core, from the center of your body. So we represent it as holding an invisible ball. This is your ball of energy. Some people have a really tiny ball of energy. Some people have a really big ball of energy. You just figure out what's comfortable for you, what feels right to you. When you've got it in your hands, you're going to carefully twist at the waist. We were in class, we reference this as showing it off to your neighbors. A little show and tell, if you will. This is what I'm bringing to class today. This is where I'm at. Just acknowledging that. And of course, we can add a little more to this. When we get to the side, we can start rotating that ball in our hands. Careful, because you don't want to drop it. Carrying it in one hand and balancing it with the other, going one direction, and trading it off and carrying it in the other hand and balancing it with the other hand on the way back. And you're still connecting your breathing to your movement, right? Nice deep breath going one direction. And let it out. Coming back the other way. All right, as we do this next pass, when we get to the opposing side, we're going to stop right there. Our top hand is going to lift up and then brush back by our fingers and across our knees. Lift up. Opposing hand, come up over the top, brush past our fingers, past the knees, lift up. So right now we are brushing the wild horse's mane. So we're lifting up a handful of hair, bringing the brush across, brushing that hair out. I could spend a day doing this. Might have to snuggle with those horses too, I don't know. All right, when we come over to this side, we're going to pause one hand above the other. Our top hand is going to sit perpendicular to the hand on the bottom, and it's going to start leading that horse to water. Maybe it doesn't like that first watering hole. Could be it's summertime and those watering holes are dry. So you just got to really take that horse for a walk, try to help it find some water. Of course, maybe you need to do a bit of a rain dance. You are now the wind, and you are moving clouds around. You can try to gather them up to create a rainy day, or you can be pushing them to the side. Say, no, I don't want a rainy day. I am going to guard this summer afternoon, and I only want sun. No clouds today. Push them away. It's your rain dance. It's your rainless dance. You decide how the wind blows today. So you get to be a little artsy. All right, let's bring those hands down. How you feeling? Feeling pretty good? Well, you're surviving. You're doing it. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's see. Shall we go for a walk in our orchard? I don't think we did that last week. So a couple of weeks ago, we planted a tree in our orchard, and you're heading out to look at it, see how it's doing, and you discover it's grown big and tall. Of course, it has grown big and tall because you've been taking such good care of it. You're out there raking those leaves, hugging those trees, and you see there's something growing in your tree. So you're going to reach up and you're going to pick fruit. And what is it? Let's go for something exotic today. How about the dragon fruit? There you go. And of course, now you've got all these families and friends who've never had dragon fruit, so you gather it up and go to share it with your family and friends. And they're so excited. They give you another tree to plant in your orchard. pack that soil around the tree. And then right before your eyes, it grows big and tall. Time has no meaning in your orchard. You rake in the leaves, you take care of that tree, and before you know it, you go to pick some more fruit, and this time, ooh, how about a luscious mango? And I've got family and friends who like mangoes, so we gather that up and share with family and friends who are very excited to have the mango. And they are so excited they want you to grow something else. So we put that tree in the ground, we pack it in, grow that tree, take care of that tree, watch it get big and tall. Of course, we're raking in those leaves and taking care of the tree. And right before our eyes, it's ready to harvest. So we got to go harvest something from the tree, and you pick a fruit. And you're like, what is that? Oh my gosh, that's a banana. You've grown a banana tree. All right, and you know bananas go bad fast. So you have to share that bounty with family and friends just to make sure your bananas don't go to waste. They're all very excited to have freshly grown bananas. They give you another tree to plant. And again, that tree goes really big and tall right before your eyes. Oh my gosh, it's a coconut tree swaying in the breeze. We do this on occasion in class. All right, swaying in the breeze. Of course, you're still going to take very good care of that coconut tree. And even though you're really short and just reaching up to pick the coconut is probably not going to happen. You're probably going to have to do something a little bit more like this and scoot up the tree. So whichever you prefer. I'm going to pretend I'm really tall and magically just picking a coconut out of that tree. But now we have so many we're sharing with family and friends so they can enjoy that fresh, luscious coconut. And they say thank you by giving you another tree. All right, and that other tree, it grows big and tall. Yum, yum. And you take really good care of that tree, raking in those leaves, giving it some TLC. You go out, you pick from that tree and find, ooh, macadamia nuts. Definitely have to harvest the macadamia nuts. You share with very special family and friends. And they in turn give you another tree to plant in your orchard. And that tree, ooh, hard day in the orchard, it's going to get big and tall. I'm trying to think of another tropical fruit off the top of my head. And we're going to take really good care of it. Let's go and get a kiwi. We're picking a kiwi out of the tree. Oh, they look so good. This will make some grandkids happy with some fuzzy little kiwi to eat. And of course, mom and dad are very happy and say thank you. Those kids of yours say thank you and give you another tree to plant in your ever-growing, very fast magical orchard. We will wait till next week to find out what that next tree will be. All right, so it is time for our cool down. Even though we haven't been hot and sweaty, we still like to stretch out and just encourage circulation to keep going. So we've been working muscles, and now we want to encourage that circulation all the way out to our skin. We do that through massage. Get massage whenever you come to Cherokee. The thing is, you have to give it to yourself. You know, even before COVID, we were having to give our own massages. You start on your head, you can do a little kneading, you can do patting, you can do rubbing, whatever feels good to you. Just get in there and release some tension. And come to your face and start with your skin on your face. It's probably one of my favorite things is to just do a gentle pressure on my sinuses. Feels so good. And of course, we're rubbing upwards, defying gravity, stimulating circulation all the way out to our skin. largest organ in our body, or on our body, and definitely our first line of defense. So we work down our face to our collarbone. Now we're going to do a stretch we did at the beginning. We're going to reach across our chest here and pull in that elbow. This time you can put your hand on the back of your shoulder there. Do a little rubbing, a little finger massage. If you've got any knots in your shoulder, good time to attack those and rub some of those out. You're going to come down your arm. We rub down the outside of our arm and come up the inside. We do it twice on each limb. All right, when that one's done, we got to go do the other side. So we're reaching across the body the opposite direction. Again, get back there, rub that shoulder, do a little TLC, take care of any of those knots. And then you're going to come down your right arm up and doing it twice. And back to that collarbone, down your sides, move to your stomach. Hey, you know, those intestines are important too, right? All right, we're going to stretch our right leg out in front of us again. This time, instead of lifting it up, we're going to go down to it again. We start a circular motion in our hip and we start working down the outside of our leg. And then back up the inside. You can take a little extra moment, do extra little rub on the knee. Bring that leg in, and we're going to relax the left leg out. Repeating that process on the other leg here. Down the outside, up the inside. You have that choice of spending a little extra time on your knee. Good job. All right, we bring that leg back in. Here it gets a little wild. Go down and see my toes. All right, when we're sitting up straight, the last thing we do is we actually do a little exercise with our lungs. So we took those deep breaths at the beginning of class, and we're going to repeat that process, but then we're going to switch it up and do it deep breathing in 2 different ways. And we reference it as blowing up balloons and letting air out of balloons in increments. So first we're going to do 3 whole breaths like we did at the beginning of class. And then I use our motions and my breathing to try to show you what I want you to do. So let's start with a 3. Deep in and out. In, out, in again, out. Doing really good. All right, this time I want you to blow up like a balloon. It's just going to take you 3 big breaths to get your lungs completely full. So, out. All right, so then we're going to take a deep breath in to get our lungs full, and we're going to let it out in increments, 3 increments. Really try to push all the air out of your lungs on the last one. All right, let's do 3 more whole breaths to finish up. Last one. All right, Lebanon seniors, you guys have a great rest of your Tuesday. Halfway through August already, I can't believe it. We will talk to you soon and have a good day. Bye-bye.